Welcome to Lifespan Development. This video introduction is designed to give you just a brief overview and hit the high points of what to expect in this course. It's not really a substitute for looking at all the documents like the syllabus and the course schedule. You need to do that and make sure you pay attention to anything that is an expectation. But I do hope by giving you this video introduction, you'll have a clear idea of what's in store in this course. Just to give you a little bit of context, this material has always been in the College of Medicine curriculum. It is core content. The only thing that has changed is offering it in this new sort of hybrid online format. So the content hasn't changed, it's just the delivery. We did this for three reasons. There are many benefits to having an online or a hybrid kind of format. This material in Lifespan Development seems particularly well suited to delivery in this way. It should allow you more time to manage and control the pacing of material, and it should give you more opportunity for independent learning and digging into material that is interesting to you. Reviewing material that is a little more complicated for you, and breezing through material that doesn't require as much concentrated effort to absorb. So there are three really important benefits that we hope will make this format useful to you. There are some potential obstacles, and they have to do with the format. So even though the format is designed to be student-centered, is designed to give you control over the pacing and timing of many things, that means it requires more organization on your part, more self-discipline in managing responsibilities, making sure you stay connected to the course, because we don't have a designated time to meet every week. So you have to set up the time to log in, check what's going on, and pay attention to the requirements of the course. One thing I forgot to mention is one of the benefits that I hope will make this really useful is the transparency that I've tried to integrate into the course. There are very explicit expectations, very explicit scoring criteria for some of the assignments, and those are going to be available to you up front, so you can see what's expected and then work to make sure they're met without guessing what it is that I might be wanting or might be most effective. I've tried real hard to structure the requirements so that they respect the other obligations you have. One thing that you should keep in mind is that you can always submit assignments early. So if you have many things going on at one particular point in time, many things due, say on the same date, or you have a personal responsibility that makes it hard to do something on a certain due date, you can always go ahead and submit that early. So again, it gives you a little more time control. There are 9 learning objectives, and I'm not going to read them to you. They're in the syllabus. There are 4 knowledge objectives, 3 skills objectives, and 2 attitudinal objectives. The syllabus has these in them, and it connects them to the College of Medicine commencement objectives that are being facilitated through these course objectives. So a little bit about the format. It is a hybrid sort of online delivery. The D2L site is going to be your go-to place for the required information and any resources that you need. I've tried to make the site clear and user-friendly. I've posted the schedule in 2 different formats as just a chart of dates, important dates, and what is going on those dates, what's expected on those dates, what's due at certain times. I've also posted the schedule in a calendar format if that's easier for you to pay attention to what's coming up. You should find everything you need, as I said, and If you don't, please get in touch with me. This is the first time we've delivered the course in this format, and certainly some quality control matters may come up. So I'm open to constructive feedback. I certainly appreciate your help in making sure the site is as usable as it can be. In addition to just the course documents, the requirements, the expectations, that sort of thing, there are 2 required readings for the course. Both of those will be posted on D2L as well. One's due early in the term or in the block. The other is due at the very end or related to the content at the very end. And then there are content modules that are organized by topics. Those content modules contain narrated PowerPoints. I will ask your indulgence. As I narrated the PowerPoints, I got a little bit better as I went along. So early on, some of them may be a little bit laborious. I apologize for that, but I did get a little bit smoother as we went along. Most of the PowerPoints, or many of the PowerPoints, have links to video clips that are designed to illustrate the main learning points in the PowerPoint. Those video links are put on the ETSU server, so you will be taken to that server. It seems to work best with Media Player, and you may be prompted to install a plugin. Just for your information, I was initially trying to view them and didn't realize I had the Chrome browser open and I couldn't get it to play. So check for technical issues like that if you have any difficulty. In addition to the narrated PowerPoints, there will be a section of supplemental material that's entirely optional under each module. This supplemental material will be something you can look at if you have a particular interest, and it may help you respond to the discussion board posts if you choose to look at it. But there are many ways you can satisfy the discussion board post expectations. The supplemental material is just one of them. That leads us to the next part of the D2L site, which will be the discussion boards. There are going to be 4 of them, and you will need to make 2 posts to each one. One of the posts will be your independent thought or reaction, and then the second will be a reply to someone else's independent post. So a total of 8 posts over the term to 4 discussion boards. There will be 3 quizzes. They're content quizzes. I'll go over that in just a minute. I'll go over more about the discussion boards as well. And then there will be several times during the term an opportunity for you to provide some feedback to me. That's entirely optional. It'll be a quick survey, and it's just designed for me to sort of keep up with how things are going and what you think the strengths or potential problems are so that I can make the course better. One more comment about the narrated PowerPoints. They average 25 to 30 minutes. Some of them are much briefer, perhaps only 15 to 17 minutes. 1 or 2 of them is a little bit longer than 30 minutes, but in general you can expect to spend 25 minutes or so on each section. So that'll help you manage your time. You can look at the material when it's convenient, and you don't have to look at it all at once. There are 2 required in-class meetings, April 29th and May 6th. In those class sessions, we will basically have case discussions where you will apply the material you've been learning up until that point. On April 29th, 2 pediatricians from the Department of Pediatrics, Dr. Deborah Mills and Dr. Diana Purr, will be here in class with us to do review of how development, understanding normal development, is a part of pediatric practice. And on May the 6th, we'll be talking about rehabilitation of traumatic brain injury, especially focusing on how rehabilitation sort of becomes interconnected to developmental issues in the lifespan. So, how to succeed in this class? I hope it will be enjoyable. I hope it'll be material you feel like you can engage with, that you appreciate having the opportunity for independently directing your studies, but it means that you need to monitor the D2L site. I recommend you look at it at least twice a week, and more often is probably better. Sometimes there will be announcements. Other times you may want to pay attention to what's going on in the discussion board. That means you have to be somewhat diligent and motivated to accomplish that. Be realistic about the expectations associated with this course. Some people think that if it's an online course, it's going to be a lot easier or require less work. That's not really true. It's student-centered. It gives you more control over the material, but it still requires the same amount of work it always has. There's a lot of content to cover in a small block of time, and so you just need to keep that in mind, that the purpose was not to make the material easier. The purpose of having a hybrid format was to be more student-centered with the delivery of the material. Make sure you have reviewed the course syllabus, paid attention to the ground rules and expectations that are delineated there. For example, there are very specific guidelines about behavior on the discussion boards, making sure that all posts are respectful and constructive, and that sort of thing. And finally, participate. Engage with the material. Engage with the discussion boards. The course is set up so that you have to participate to some extent, but the more you participate, the richer the experience will be. So the evaluation in the course is based on your discussion posts. As I said, there will be 8 of those, and they're worth 20 points each. I'll go over the criteria for how you earn those points in just a minute. Then there are 3 content quizzes. They are sectional, just over the material that you've most recently reviewed, and those are 25 points each. The quizzes are open book. You have about a day and a half period of time when the quiz will be available to you. Once you start the quiz, you'll have 45 minutes to complete it. Then you'll have a comprehensive final exam, and participation will earn you an additional 10 points. Now, as I said on the previous slide, participation is built into the course because you have to participate to some extent on the discussion boards. But I can generate some statistics, reports from D2L about how many times you've logged on, who's looked at what material, how many posts each student has made. And if you look in the syllabus, you'll see the grading scheme that allows you to earn some additional points for more than expected participation. The grading is point-based, and you can see how it breaks down there. This is also in the syllabus, but I will call your attention to the fact that professionalism is a part of everything you do, both inside and outside of class in your training. And so failure to meet expectations for professionalism, and that includes things like plagiarism or cheating on the quizzes, which are designed to be independent. Even though they're open book, they are not group quizzes. So those sorts of issues may result in action that affects your grade. So, a little more about how the discussion posts are graded. As I said, there are going to be 4 discussion boards throughout the course, and you'll make 2 posts to each one. One independent post that's a response that you make to the discussion prompt. You should make that as soon as possible because everyone needs to have independent posts up so that you can choose which one to reply to. So you have deadlines for both your independent and reply post, but get your independent post up as soon as you can so other people will have an opportunity to respond to it if they want to. You have to reply to at least one other student's post. You do not have to reply to everyone's post. I don't want you to reply to everyone's post. Find a topic that you're interested in and reply to that. The guidelines for what should be in your post are explained in the syllabus. I'll also have a sample post with how it would be scored up on D2L. The posts do not have to be long. 150 to 250 words should satisfy the expectations in the grading rubric. And longer posts are not necessarily better posts. I will be reading each post. I will be giving you feedback on each post. I don't want to have to read a lot of material that is fluff or superfluous. So your post can be focused. Your post can be directed to the question, and it shouldn't be an onerous task. One thing you will notice with the scoring rubric, which is again posted on D2L, is the distinction between a low score and a high score. There are 4 components, and each of them can earn up to 5 points. Please don't expect to get a perfect score on every post. I fully expect most students to score very high, to be able to meet the expectations for the posting without any difficulty, but I'm going to apply the criteria as they are spelled out here. You will see that, for example, on the very first component, quality of information, you can see that to get the full 5-point value, you need to add some new information, not just talk about what is covered in the PowerPoints or the reading. That new information does not have to require a lot of research. It can be based on experiences from other courses like COL or communication skills. It can come maybe from something like genetics or physiology, any course in the College of Medicine. It may come from an undergraduate course that you've had, readings that you've done in other parts of your education. It may come from personal experience if you're a parent, if you've had a previous career that provides relevant experiences. So it's just new information that you can add to the discussion to make it a richer, more full discussion of the topic at hand. You'll see at the bottom of the grading rubric that points are deducted for late submissions. However, please get in touch with me if there are any extenuating circumstances that are going to interfere with you completing the course expectations in a timely way. I certainly want to make sure that you deal with those, and I can make accommodations to a certain extent, but you have to talk to me about that for me to be able to do it. Here are the important course dates. Again, you'll see them in the course schedule. The post dates are April 20th, 25th, 28th, and the 16th. I've tried very hard to look at what else is going on in the block, but remember that you can submit posts early if you're going to have too much going on at any one time. The quiz dates, these are the due dates. They'll be opened, about 18 hours before they're due. The required class sessions, and the final exam, which will be in the small auditorium from 1 to 3. So I'm excited and I'm hopeful that this is going to be a good way to present this material. I am open to constructive feedback. Help me with quality control. Help me make it a better course. I'm going to monitor the discussion boards. I may occasionally insert a comment, maybe as a devil's advocate position. For the most part, the discussion boards are yours, though. Keep in touch, especially if you're having a problem. I'm hoping to also set up a Talk to the Professor module, although I don't have it set up at the time I'm recording this. That will give us a way to explore other ideas or just discuss sort of things that are not necessarily on topic to a discussion board, but might be something you want to engage in some dialogue about. And please communicate concerns to me as soon as possible. I want this to be a success for everyone. I look forward to seeing you in the in-class sessions and bumping into you as the block goes along. Good luck, and let me know how things are going.